Hey, what is up everyone? This is Yats Alex and today I have my review of the Toshiba Thrive. Alright, so let's start off by talking about the looks and the specs and just kind of about the feel of it. So to start off, we'll mention that it is a 10.1 inch screen, meaning it is 16 by 9. It is much longer compared to how wide it is. It's very nice for watching movies because it doesn't have those black bars on the top and the bottom, but it is a little, I don't know, I do kind of like the feel of those 4x3s. They're a little more in the hands, feely good. That was kind of a weird sentence. We'll start off by mentioning on the back we have this kind of texturized rubber, which is kind of a good feel in my opinion. It makes it kind of sturdy to hold and don't feel like you're going to drop it like other tablets. Some people have said that it just kind of adds weight, but others mention how much they like the feel of it. It is a little thick for a tablet. It's about twice the thickness of the new Samsung Galaxy Tab or of an iPad, but it's not so thick I would say that it's ridiculous. On the front we have a 2 megapixel camera, which is fairly decent for a tablet. Actually that's pretty good. I mean, I can't think of anything that's bigger than 2 megabytes on the front right now. On the right we have an LED which lights up with flashing when it is on and stays lit when it is being powered, a low battery light indicator, and a Wi-Fi light indicator. On the top we have a little lock switch which you can use to unlock this black rubberized back and actually access the battery compartment and pull out the battery and replace it if you need to, or put in an extra if you're really going to go through a lot of battery. But also the big thing is that you can remove this black cover and replace it with any of these colors you want and really let you customize it and personalize it to what you want. You know, everyone's got the black iPad or the white iPad, but now you can get, you know, a pink Toshiba Thrive. You know, you can really make it unique. Let's see. Next we'll talk about on the right side we have the power button, volume controls, and the screen lock rotation, which means, you know, you slide it and the screen won't rotate when you go sideways. My complaint is that the power button does not line up with the power LED, but they're just a little bit off. Sometimes I hit above it and actually miss, and many times I hit this volume button and can't get it. I'm over here and I can't, you know, get it to turn on. I wish they'd kind of put it a little more separate, maybe over here on the top left where there's nothing. That'd be nice to move it over there for the next version, but it's not a huge problem. Lower on the right side we have a full-size SD card slot, which would be the first appearance of a full-size SD card slot on a tablet, to really let you expand your size, meaning an 8 gig, this is a 16 gig, but an 8 gig wouldn't be that bad of a choice. On the left side we have dual speakers, seems to be becoming a common thing on these tablets, and a little rubber piece that you can remove to put it into docking station. And then on the bottom we have, sounded British there, a power port that unlike other tablets which are powered by mini USB, this one's actually powered by what is like a laptop power cable, meaning it's got one that plugs in one side that plugs in the wall, and it's got that big brick, and then it comes over and plugs right into here. And then we also have the headphone jack, which will let you plug in your headphones. And it is a little weird that the headphones are on the bottom, but if you're watching a movie sideways, you're not really going to notice if it's here or here, and you can always flip it the other way if it really bothers you. And then also on the bottom we have this area that you can remove this rubber piece to access a USB slot where you can plug in full-size keyboards to type away your emails, or USB thumb drives to access more storage or move things around. A HDMI slot, which I found very useful. I hooked it up to my 42-inch HD TV and it powered that baby away. It displayed anything on the screen, so I was able to play Angry Birds on my 42-inch TV along with my own YouTube videos. And then we got a mini USB port as well. So these ports I find make this tablet very much more useful compared to other tablets, because you can plug in keyboards and thumb drives and SD card slots and SD cards, and just more closer to a computer in that aspect. So let's take a look at the Honeycomb software. Zoom in a little bit for you guys. Let's unlock this thing. See? Can't find that power button. There it is. So for anyone who's new to Honeycomb, I'll talk about Honeycomb layout for the next 2 minutes or so. If you guys know a lot about Honeycomb, already have a Honeycomb tablet, you can skip ahead probably 2 minutes or something. But let's stop wasting time. So on the upper left side, or I should mention, this is Honeycomb 3.1, which is an Android-based operating system. It is also soon to get an update to 3.2 with a few new features. So up here on the left, we have a universal search that you will be able to access anywhere from when you're at these kind of home screens. It'll be able to search through all your apps, through your music, through your pictures, and find whatever you're trying to look for. Over here on the bottom left, we have the back arrow, which will take you pretty much to the last screen you were looking at. Whether you're in a web page, go to the last web page. Whether you're in one app and switch to another, it'll bring you back. Or yeah. And then we got the home button. So wherever you are, if you're in an app, you're off on another screen, it'll bring you back to here. And then we have the recent things open. So it's this little window button right here. Click on it. It'll show you everything you've opened lately. Angry Birds, App Place, Books, Gmail, G-Reader, Maps, Calendar. And then if you've opened them in the last couple of minutes, it'll actually put you right back into the game. You won't have to reopen it. Alright. On the bottom right side, we have notifications. So I have a new email from Todd, and if I click, it's got a little symbol right here saying G for my Gmail. If I click on it, it'll give kind of like the subject of the email, and if I click on that, it'll actually take me all the way into the email. And then once you've opened it up, it actually goes away. And that's the same for any kinds of notifications you get on a tablet. They'll be right here. Over here we have, just updated. It says I have 116 new RSSs to read. Oh boy. 300? Oh boy. We have the time, the Wi-Fi strength, and the battery strength right here. And then if you click on it, like I did a second ago by accident, you get a few more things. You will get the battery percentage, and then you can actually, and the date, you can actually click on that, get even a little more. Gotta stop hitting the camera. The screen brightness, airplane mode, Wi-Fi, screen lock rotation. There's a physical button though, and notifications, and then a button to get into your full settings. If you've ever used a mobile device, it's settings. There's not really much to talk about it. You can switch your accounts, backup data, change. If you're blind and not blind, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say, but if you have a hard time reading it, you can increase all the text size so you can read it a little easier and all that kind of stuff. Up here on the top side, we have all your apps. So any apps you've downloaded or that come on the device will show up right in here, and this will be your full list. And you can always take an app, say Dropbox, and right here throw it into a screen like that, and then I can go to that screen, and there it is. So let's see. Next I'll talk about the widgets briefly. Widgets are kind of like giant icons. The icons on these devices on like iOS, you can just pick which ones you want on here. So all your apps will be here, but you don't have to necessarily make an icon for it. The widgets are kind of like live icons. So sometimes if you have like an RSS, it'll kind of stream your latest 2 or 3 RSS feeds, like if you have an RSS kind of one. But this one's like a basic weather one or a clock one. So if you click on the time, it'll let you set an alarm. If you click on the little sun, it'll bring up kind of this week's weather, the current temperature, humidity, that kind of stuff. And if you click on the date, it'll busy open up the calendar app. Kind of makes moving around the tablet a little faster and a little easier. Far as the background goes, you can do things like add a live wallpaper, which if you don't know much about live wallpapers, I'll quickly set one. as you switch screens, like in this Galaxy one, the whole Galaxy rotates, and if you're just staying on a screen, all the stars kind of spin around. The only drawback to this feature is that it uses a lot more power. So for anyone who's really trying to conserve power, avoid the live wallpapers. It's worse on mobile phones, but it's still noticeable on tablets. Next, let's talk about some of the apps that it comes with, which are... Oh, I take that back. We'll talk about the marketplace first. The marketplaces are there's a couple different kinds. There is the Google one, which is the Android marketplace, which has thousands and thousands and probably 50,000 plus already tablet design honeycomb ready apps, because the honeycomb has been out a while. There are plenty of apps, free and purchase, that you can download and use and enjoy, which is a great advantage of this tablet compared to non-Android tablets such as the HP's touchpad or the soon-to-come-out Vizio one, is that this app store is really set up. But they've recently added books, which is a nice feature. So there's some free books, but a lot of paid books, and that way all you e-readers and stuff can buy your books and read them. There's also the Toshiba Thrive marketplace, which is a little different. It's called the Apps Place. And what's a little unique about it is the fact that everything is subscription, as far as I can find. So it might be free for the first 30 days, but then this yoga tailor will be $8 a month. So unlike your typical app, which is just a few dollars, this would actually be $8 a month afterwards, which I find not very cool. I don't want to be spending $8 every month for the app I already have. I'd rather just pay $8 and have it. So I don't know how well that app place will actually do, but we'll have to see if maybe if there's really cool things, people will get into them. People pay monthly fees for Netflix or their yoga instructor. Maybe people will be interested. But Toshiba also has their own version of a bookstore that, as you can see here, have a few books. One thing these are a free couple books that come on it. One of my complaints, not a complaint, is that so they have a bookstore. It's just kind of like the Android store. It's not that different. Books for sale. I don't really know how to. There's a fair amount of books. All the popular books they can think of will be on there. But my complaint about the Toshiba books are that the pages slide. Some people might like that, but I like the page flipping effect. So if you check out the Android books, they have this page flip effect. So it's like you're kind of more like you're reading a book. I like being able to turn my pages, not slide them over like a PowerPoint presentation or something. Briefly, I'll talk about movies. Is that the Android marketplace will soon be getting movies on the tablets. Currently, they are not. I think you can get them on the computers and the Zoom. This should expect to get them within the next week or two, and I believe it'll just be right over here, and you'll be able to rent and download movies, and that way you can watch your movies on the plane, or you're less dependent on converting your iTunes movies over or using torrents, or trying to it'll become a lot easier to watch movies on this device.